Good morning, investors and traders. This is Naim Aslam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade, and welcome to our daily update on our YouTube channel. And more importantly, happy Friday to you folks. Now, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so, because by doing that, it gives you notifications the moment that we go live, and you can ask us any questions while we are in this live mode. Now, the question really is, what exactly is going on with the stock market? And more importantly, are we going to finish the stock this particular week in positive territory or not? So when I look at the major stock indices, such as the Dow Jones, such as the S&P 500 index, and of course the Nasdaq, what we're really seeing today is a really big difference among different stock indices. What do I mean by that? The S&P 500 index and the Dow Jones, they are both pretty much trading to the upside, and I'm speaking of the futures. But when we look at the Nasdaq, we are seeing a really decent sort of a sell-off today, because right now the Nasdaq is very much trading towards the lows of yesterday. And in addition to that, on the daily time frame, we are also seeing the Nasdaq index crossing below the 100-day simple moving average, which is again another critical price point for us to pay attention to. However, when we look at the DAX index, the German stock index over in Europe, we still see that this particular index is very much maintaining its upward momentum. It is trading above the 50, 100, and 200-day simple moving average. So that upward momentum is very much maintained when it comes to the DAX index. But again, the question is, how are we going to finish this particular week? Now, let's begin by answering that question looking at the Nasdaq index. So the Nasdaq on the weekly time frame is definitely well away from its highs of the week, and it is still quite far from the lows of the week as well. But the more important thing when it comes to Nasdaq is that we have to measure the Nasdaq move with respect to last week's highs and lows. And this particular stock tech index is still trading within the range of last week. So it doesn't really matter how we close this week, as long as the boundaries of the previous week are respected. We don't really have a much trend, because we are still trading within the range of a last week. So unless the price today breaks below the loss of last week, then we certainly have a new trend, which means that yes, the next week is more likely that where we can see the prices continuing moving to the downside. Now, with respect to the S&P 500 index, the weekly chart shows that we haven't challenged the all-time. I mean, we did challenge the all-time high, which was at 3,959, and this particular week we had a 3,958. So we were only 1 point away from from moving 2 points away from moving the all-time high in terms of the S&P. But overall momentum this week, what we have seen is that the price has definitely gone way beyond the last week's high, and it is certainly trading quite high from the previous week. So really indicating us that the overall broader stock market is still very much strong, and the sell-off that is very much taking place is still contained within the tech sector, not the overall sector. But when we are talking about the value stock, and that particular question can be answered by looking at the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones index, because it certainly has posted several record highs this week, and it is still sitting near its new record highs. And on the weekly chart, we are still seeing this particular index trading right towards the highs of last week. So indicating again what we got the massive from the S&P 500 index, that the overall momentum is very strong in the market. Weakness is very much about tech stocks, right? So that's all for this particular week, and we'll catch you guys same place next week. Thank you for watching.